How do we best honor those we have loved and who have died? How do we best remember them? How do we best live our lives as if their lives really mattered and that somehow they can still live through us in some way? Here it is. Be the things you loved most about the people who are gone. Be the things you loved most about the people who are gone. And there's kind of this obscure scripture verse, we can just blow over it in passing, but it's kind of beautiful. It's in 2 Timothy 1:5. Paul is writing to Timothy, to younger Timothy, and he says this: I'm reminded, Timothy, of the faith which first lived in your grandmother Lois, and which also lived in your mother Eunice, and which now lives in you. So I'm struck by that verse as I think about being fresh in grief over my sister Patty. You see, faith lives in us from generation to generation, a foundation, a legacy, a heritage, huh? Patty had that faith living in her. And I have to think also that those who have gone, there's also the word that says dwells and dwelt. The faith that dwelt in them dwells in you. Could it also be that the characteristics that we loved most about the people we've loved and lost can also dwell in us? The characteristics, parts of their personality, the things we loved most in them. Be the things you loved most about the people who are gone. And I think back through my life as I think about Patty, and to grandparents, to parents, to an uncle, to my siblings, to my brother, to my sister. And it's almost like I make a mental list in my mind and I reflect and I ponder and I'm like, oh, I love this about them and I'd love to live that out in my life more, whether it's their humor or their genuine heartfelt faith, or their gratitude, or their silliness, whatever it may be. As I think back and reflect on all who I've loved and lost, it's like, oh, I love that about them, and let me live that out now. That is the best way to honor those I've loved and lost and to let them live through me. Be the things you loved most about the people who are gone. And finally, it's remembering, isn't it? And being inspired by their lives, yes. To then cultivate in our own lives what we so much loved about them and be those things in the world. And with intention, there it is, to be the things we loved most about the people who are gone. Yes. So, take what's helpful, leave the rest, and until next time, may you live all the days of your life.